Hello, how are you, Ashley?
Doing well. How are you?
Very well indeed. This is Ashley Norman, and Ashley has been named one of the finalists in the Global Media Travel Awards for Communicators. This is an award that is sponsored by Trav Media. And Ashley, can you tell us how you felt when you heard you were a finalist?
I was so excited to be named a finalist for this year's awards, especially because the awards have such an intense focus on responsible tourism. I work for PhD Consulting, which is a destination marketing organization that handles public relations, social media, and marketing for a number of emerging destinations around the world. And many of these destinations have a considerable component to them that is all about sustainable and responsible travel. So to be able to be recognized for the efforts that our team and myself have put into, really sharing the stories surrounding sustainable tourism with journalists around the world is a very exciting thing that we are very thankful to be recognized for.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do, the work you do, and some of your clients?
Absolutely. I'm the executive director for public relations for PhD Consulting. I sit in New York, and my team handles destination marketing for clients really around the world. The entry that we entered in this year's awards was for our work with the Uganda Tourism Board, and we've done considerable work in Africa as well as mainland China and throughout Latin and South America.
Can you tell me a few more details about the entry that you had for this particular competition?
Absolutely. We've been working with the Uganda Tourism Board in North America for about 3 years, and a big part of our work is sharing the stories about conservation and wildlife preservation that are taking place within the country. Uganda places a very, very important focus on these aspects because wildlife is really the top draw for North American travelers to come and visit the country. So as part of that, we've really tried to hone in on the community-based tourism organizations that are present in Uganda that help connect the locals to the wildlife and also to the tourists, so that the entire chain, the entire chain is there. And the locals are really, benefiting from tourism in a way that helps economic development, with job growth, and also with the reduction of human-wildlife conflict, which is a very important aspect of, maintaining a healthy tourism economy in lots of African nations. So two of the organizations that we really chose to highlight as part of our award entry are Conservation Through Public Health, who runs an organization who produces a product called Gorilla Conservation Coffee, as well as an organization called Ride for a Woman. And both of these are located near the mountain gorilla habitat in Uganda, so they see a considerable amount of tourism. So we have tried to, whenever possible, really integrate the day-to-day activities that these organizations offer to travelers, to journalists and influencers when we are hosting them on fan trips. And we really help the journalists connect with the locals involved in these programs in impactful ways and make a connection that makes a story, really easy to tell. So for example, we hosted a press trip where we had a group of journalists go to the base of Gorilla Conservation Coffee, learn all about how the program is offering coffee farmers a fair wage to harvest the coffee and then, produce it for sale through venues throughout the world, with a portion of proceeds going back to benefit gorilla conservation efforts. The journalists were absolutely taken with everyone involved with the program, and really wanted to give back in a big way. So in addition to having stories produced in regional glossy magazines, nationally reaching websites and the like throughout the US, we also worked with a journalist to bring Gorilla Conservation Coffee into the US market in a retail fashion. Right now you can buy it online, and you've been able to do that for a few years, but the journalist we worked with was actually able to, with our help, get the coffee into distribution at the Oklahoma City Zoo, so that their visitors can, you know, really buy that product on when they're on premise at the zoo, and have that money go back to support the mountain gorilla conservation efforts. He's done a great job with our support of developing editorial that is also reaching the zoo membership, and it helps kind of bring everything full circle, so that we're not just promoting these tourism experiences through a press trip, but we're also, you know, helping to bring you know, a bit of that economic growth that we're trying to support for the country here to the US in a very real way.
Well, thank you very much for telling us about that. It sounds like really important work, and I wish you the best of luck in the upcoming announcements.
Thank you.